Facebook. Say hello to everybody on Facebook.
Hello to everybody on Facebook. Today we are going to be talking about the 5-element theory in traditional Chinese medicine, and specifically the advanced study courses that we offer in our membership community and the upcoming course that we have in the fire element, and hopefully answering any questions that you might have about that and going into detail about them. So we're just going live on YouTube right now and pulling up the membership community. So just a few things logistical things to get sorted out here, but go ahead and say hello and let us know where you're joining us from in the world. And I think we're going to have people who are members and not members. So I'm really looking forward to connecting with you today and connecting with the fire element. If you have a cup of tea, grab a cup of tea. And if you have a candle, it'd be nice to light a candle so that we're all connected with the fire element as well. We're going to actually do a few of the things that we'll be doing in the course, just to give you a taste of the course here today. I think that will be a really nice way to give you a taste to see if it's a good fit for you. And yeah, so Tim's just taking us live on, I think we're on YouTube as well.
Can you press that button down on that speaker and then pass me the headphones?
Yes.
And plug the headphones in, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we're live on YouTube as well?
Yes, we're live on YouTube. Hello.
Okay. Hello, YouTube. So as we were saying, today we are talking about the 5-element theory in traditional Chinese medicine, which is, I am just in love with this theory, and it's a fantastic theory of personalities, and it helps us to more deeply understand ourselves. And what I've really found is that it really helps me bring acceptance to who I am, and also to more deeply express myself, or to open to a more free expression of who I am in the world, that's more in alignment with my own unique spiritual gifts. And not only that, but to do that for everybody else in my life as well, because the more I come to understand the elements, the more I can see them alive in other people in my life. And I don't have to have everybody be like me. I can see, oh, wow, that's really an expression of their water element or their metal element. And it just allows me to bring such acceptance to what's alive for them, and appreciation and love for it. And it's a really beautiful thing. And that way too, we can see the medicine in each element as well, and how when things feel a little bumpy or resistant or tense for us, that those are those signs that are bringing us back to wholeness as well. So the only other thing that I need, Tim, is to be able to pull up the membership community so that I can show it. So okay. we don't have that set up yet. So yeah, we all have the 5 elements in us, and the 5 elements align with the seasons. So they are wood in the spring. And so we've already done a whole course on the wood element in spring in our membership community. It was extremely well attended, and it was really well. The involvement was really huge, and I want to say I'm going to show you a bit of that too. Then we go into summer with the fire element, which is the course, the advanced course that we're going into now. And after that, we go into late summer with earth element. And then we go into fall with the metal element. And then we go into winter with water element. And then we start the whole thing again with spring. So this is a really fabulous theory, as I've said, and it really has helped me understand myself more deeply. We all have all the elements in us, but we tend to be more dominant in one element. So let's go ahead and see who's here and say hello. And then also, maybe if you already know in traditional Chinese medicine, 5-element theory, what element is dominant in you, then you can let me know in the comments. I can let you know right now, if you're curious, that the element that is dominant in me is the wood element. And the wood element tend to be visionaries. They have a huge vision for the world and for their own lives and for everybody else in them too, which can be a good thing sometimes, but also that can cause them to be sometimes quite aggressive. And also when things don't go their way, then they can get very frustrated and angry, and also that anger. So I know for me that anger can kind of get internalized. That frustration can really build up inside. The medicine for wood element when these things come up is for them to take that step back and see where they're really pushing. Wood elements really try to push a lot, and to go with the flow and find ease. And so this has been, really delving deep into this theory has been a really big gift for me. And so you'll see actually tomorrow, I wanted to give you a taste of what the course is. So the Yoga with Melissa class tomorrow is a yin-yang class about going with the flow. And you'll get to see how the wood element, the balance characteristics of it, and also those characteristics of pushing and aggression and internalized anger, irritation, how those are the medicine for a wood element to come back into balance. So Tanya is here from Belgrade, Serbia. Hello, Tanya. Tatiana, from the membership. Hello. Tatiana is actually, she's already signed up for the fire element course, and we have a beautiful role in our community and in the course in particular of protector mandala, and she serves as the protector mandala for the morning class. There's a morning class and evening class. There's 2 time zones to sort of cover off all the time zones in the world. So the 9:30 a.m. Pacific helps get everybody in Europe, and then the 4 p.m. Pacific helps get everybody in Australia. And both time zones seem to work well for most people in North America. So Tatiana plays this beautiful role of being the protector mandala, and she holds the space for the whole course for the teachings to be able to come through. So thank you, Tatiana, for that. It's a big role, and she plays it incredibly well. Julie Hunt, hello. How does the fire play into perimenopause? So we're going to talk more about fire element today, and I'm going to let that question unfold for you. So it's fire element is different in traditional Chinese medicine than it is in Ayurvedic medicine, where it's literally heat in the body in Ayurveda. And I think you'll see that it's a very different thing. So yes, it does play a role, especially in the triple burner, because it plays a role in the hormones in the triple burner. But it's about our warmth with ourselves and with others. But it's a much more subtle role in finding that balance. So we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go along and let that question unfold on its own. But it's a good question. Who else is joining us? We've got Cook and Madi from Mesa, Arizona. Hello, welcome, and thanks for saying hello to each other. Be sure to say hello to each other in the comments too. A big part of the fire element, it's connected to the heart meridian, the small intestine, the pericardium, and the triple warmer meridian. And it's all about not only our connection with ourselves, we'll get into, but also appropriate connection with each other. So when you come on here and you're connecting, you're not just connecting with me, but don't ignore everybody in the chat room. Say hello to each other as well. It's like if you were in a room with other people, you wouldn't just say hello to one person, you would mingle and say hello to each other. So let's practice good heart, meridian, fire element etiquette and say hello to each other too. You can already step into the fire element here and be warm with each other. Maria?
That YouTube is winning right now for comments.
Oh, Tim says YouTube is winning for comments. So over Facebook. So if you're joining us on Facebook, say hello. We'd love to say hello to you. Maria, happy Thursday. Yes, happy Thursday. Oh, and Maria's a brand new member and she's curious about this topic. So it's nice to have members here because we're going to be able to unfold this for you to see if the course is a good fit for you. There's already, the course is already 25% full, both in the morning and the evening time slots. So there's 8 spots left in both courses. So yeah, it's great for you to be here, and you can just let the rest of this hour be a time to see if it's a good fit for you and if it's something that feels like it's right for you in your life right now. Okay? Is that everybody for now?
Facebook kicked in here.
Okay, we've got somebody else joining us on Facebook. So Colleen, hello. Hello, Colleen, and thanks for saying hello to everybody here. Okay, so how do I show what we're doing here? How do I get into the screen? Tim is such a genius. One of the great things about fire element is it's all about connecting with your own unique gifts and sharing them in the world, and that's going to look different for everybody. And you know, Tim is just a wizard with all things technical, and he definitely is sharing that in the world. So Tim is expressing his fire element in that way, and it's bringing all of us together. So it's an appropriate expression of the fire element here this morning. Okay, so here we are. When you log into our membership community, it looks like this, and we have our courses here. So when you click on that, this course is an advanced course. So we'll go here to the description of the course. And as I said, we just finished, well, we didn't just finish, but we have already completed a wood element course. And with the wood element, we plant the seeds for the shoots to grow up. And well, the seeds get planted in winter, but in spring they grow up out of the ground at quite a rapid rate in spring, and then they come to the full fruition and radiance in the vibrancy of the sun of summertime, and that's fire element. So the fire element is all about our warmth, our radiance, our joy and vitality. So think about those qualities that naturally come alive in you in summer and that are alive in all the elements that you observe outside of you as well. So the elements are alive in you and outside of you, and you can see this in summertime with the fire element. The sun is full, all the flowers are in full bloom. You definitely see this. And when the fire element is in balance, you see this in the sparkle in our eyes. And also, you know, you'll notice that people get together more in the summertime. There's that feeling of love and connection. You know, we maybe get together and have barbecues and picnics. We go camping together, but we tend to congregate more. Whereas in the winter time, we tend to isolate ourselves more. We hole up, we hibernate. So there's this feeling of being connected with not only each other, but all living beings, the plants, the animals, at the height of the summer. And there's a real sense of contentment that comes from that, and peace. And you know, when you spend all that time outside, it allows you to fall asleep easily and sleep deeply through the night. And this is all signs of the fire element in balance. And so that's what we're going to be opening to in this course. Okay, so Maria wants to know how she joins the course, and we're going to get into that. So thanks. It's a good question, and we're going to come into it. There's a whole discernment process about doing that, and we're going to go through that together here. So thanks for asking, Maria. We're definitely going to get to that. Now, it sounds all amazing, right? The fire element, but there's a lot of healing medicine available to us too with the fire element. With the fire element, there are 4 meridians with the heart. There's the heart meridian, our small intestine meridian, our pericardium meridian, and our triple warmer meridian. And each one of these meridians offer us a lot of healing medicine as well. So heart meridian and fire element, there are some imbalances that can arise too. Just like I spoke about the imbalances with the wood element, that they can push too hard, they can get irritable, they can get frustrated. Well, fire element can experience anxiety, insomnia, panic attacks. But these, the way that I am really looking at and bringing my philosophy and way of looking at the world, and actually writing a book about these elements and how they relate to yoga. And the perspective that I'm bringing to it is that these, quote, problems, they are the greatest medicine that are coming to us. They are the healing elixirs that are an invitation back to our wholeness. So when these things arise, when the anxiety comes up, when the insomnia comes up, the panic attacks, they are simply inviting us to come back to our wholeness. They're not meant to be pushed away. They're meant to be invited in. So the restlessness, the racing minds, the fuzzy heads, they're like a healing salve that's really our best friend. And we're going to be talking about this more as I go through the weeks of what we're going to be doing in this course, reminding us that all parts of ourselves are worthy of our warmth and affection, that we are perfect sacred beings, and there's this fire coming up within us that's lighting our own inner realization. And the warmth and the radiance of the fire element in each of us is always and already there and always expressing itself. And when we step into this course, we're really going to tap into that. And in the course, we're going to do that in 4 ways through each of the meridians. We're going to take a week through each of the meridian channels. So in the first week, we're going to embark on the most important inner work that the fire element can take us on. And this is the inner journey of self-love through the archetype of being our own best friend. And, I've already read 8 applications, and I have to say, reading the applications are one of the most enriching parts of what I do as your teacher. One of the applications I received yesterday said that for her, self-love goes so much deeper than taking a bubble bath and drinking a glass of wine. And when I read that, I was just, I just felt so much gratitude, because to me it meant she really understood, and she really resonated with what it is that I'm trying to teach here in this course, or bring forward in this course. Because when I say that we're going to take this journey of self-love, I don't mean that we're going to paint our fingernails and take a bubble bath, or that might be the way that it's going to find expression, but it's much deeper than that. It means that, to me, that we're going to open to our own suffering. We're going to hold ourselves with unconditional positive regard in the ways that we get easily hurt. We're going to open to our own anxiety, our own insomnia, our own restlessness, our own confusion, our own vulnerability with an unconditional friendliness through the heart meridian. So that's what will happen in the first week. I'm going to talk about the second week and the small intestine meridian, and then I'm going to turn over to you and see if there are any questions, because I'm throwing a lot of information at you and I just want to make sure I'm checking in with you. So let me know if you have any questions about the heart meridian or the small intestine meridian, and then we can, I'll address them, but I'll talk about the second week and the small intestine meridian. So the second week of the course we'll be going into depth on the small intestine meridian. And the small intestine meridian, I think, in my opinion right now, is probably one of the most important meridians to attend to in our culture at this time. And the reason why I say this is that this meridian is about everything that we're taking in, attending to what we're taking in. And I think at no point in history have we been asked to, or, you know, have we been conditioned to take in so much information than at any other point in our history. We have been conditioned by humongous companies like and we're using them for good right now, like Facebook, Instagram, to scroll and scroll and scroll, and it's an addiction and what keeps us coming back is the lack of satisfaction that comes in it. So it's an absolute addiction. And yet, as we're scrolling, we're being asked to don't think that this is mindless scrolling, because the information has to be processed somehow. And it's like every time you're doing this, it's the same as, on an energetic level, going to a all-you-can-eat buffet and filling your plate like a mountain and eating that over and over and over and over again. And then you wonder why you are overwhelmed, why your mind is fuzzy, why you can't focus, why you're feeling restless, why you have a racy mind. So in the second week, we attend, and why you can't sleep. It's because you have the equivalent of sitting at a all-you-can-eat buffet over and over and over again, sitting in the psyche of your mind constantly. And it's this energetic indigestion that you're dealing with on a constant basis that keeps you anxious, confused, restless, fuzzy mind, unable to focus. And so in the second week, we will really take a step back, and I'll talk about how we're going to do this a little bit later, but we'll take a step back and discern what's coming up, discern what we're taking in, and how it's nourishing us. Is it nourishing us? Are we eating junk food? Are we taking in too much? How can we adjust the levels so that, we're actually eating you all deserve to be eating, you all deserve to be sitting at a fine dining restaurant. There's a beautiful restaurant that we haven't been to in a long time here because it's very expensive, but it's called Souk Harbor House, and it is on the Pacific Ocean, and it's a beautiful, it's like being at the cottage. It reminds me of where Tim and I got married. and the surroundings are beautiful, and you get to look out on the ocean. You might be able to see whales passing by, and you spend a leisurely time eating dinner. Of course, it might take 2 hours, maybe 3 hours to eat your dinner. You eat small portions that have been prepared, food in season. You eat, just wonderfully, very flavorful food, not overly flavored. And this is what we all deserve, not just for our actual small intestines, receiving the nourishment, but we deserve this mentally and emotionally too. We all deserve to sit at Souk Harbor House and to have that wide open expanse of the Pacific Ocean, and to be nourished by something that has been taken so much care with, and yes, to be really fed on such a deep level, and to have that wide open space around us, to not be so crammed and overfed all the time, because it wreaks havoc on our mental state and our emotional state and our energetic state. So that's the second week, and I think it plays a really important role in our heart and the fire element, but I think it's one of the most important key points in our cultural, where we are as a culture and our collective consciousness as a whole right now. Okay, so let's check in. No questions? No comments? Can you guys let me know if you're still here? Say hello, or give us some little hearts or thumbs up or something like that. Let me know if you're still with me here. And we can continue on, so I can educate you more on the fire element and the meridians associated with them, and you can see if this course is a good fit for you. Okay, Marine's here from Mount Vernon, Ohio. Hello, Marine. Thank you so much for being with us. It's a pleasure to connect with you today. And Maria is wishing Patrick a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Patrick. Okay. Patrick wants to know if we have any videos for dizziness. I could search for them for you later. I think I probably do. Yeah, if you message me, I'll find you some. Becky says the course sounds amazing. Becky has been a long-time member. I hope you'll apply for the course, Becky. Okay, shall we? Thank you for letting me know you guys are here. Okay, great. Oh, and Tina moved from YouTube to Facebook. Okay. All right, so we're moving around and we're all still here. Thank you for letting me know you're still with us. Okay, do you guys want to hear more? Shall we move on to what's happening in the third week and the fourth week? I think the third week and the fourth week are going to be very interesting because these are some of the lesser known aspects of the fire element and also the meridian system in general, especially for those of you that are familiar with yin yoga in particular. The pericardium meridian and also the triple warmer meridian, which pair together, are less practiced meridians, or are less turned to in the yin yoga practices. So I'm very much looking forward to delving into these meridian systems in this course. And this is part of, I think, in my opinion, what makes this an advanced course too, is that we're going deeper. We're not just staying up at the level of the heart and the small intestine meridian. We're going deeper into the triple warmer meridian system and also the pericardium meridian system. So the triple warmer meridian system is really interesting because it doesn't actually have an organ that's associated with it, but it kind of takes in all of the organs. And so whoever was asking about perimenopause, this falls into this category. It's divided into 3 parts in the body. It has a fascinating history, actually. My traditional Chinese medicine doctor told me a story about it that I just can't help but think about every time I hear it. The way that this meridian system was discovered was that way back, one of the traditional Chinese medicine doctors with his students said, when I die, make sure you open up my body and do an autopsy on it. But it was illegal to do that back then. It was illegal to do autopsies of bodies. I just find this story fascinating. So his two key students, he said, make sure you open me up. So they opened him up, and they discovered the triple warmer system, the area of the chest, the area of the diaphragm area, so all the digestive organs, and then the area of the lower belly of all the pelvic organs. And it was like they called it the triple burner area, because the one, they opened it up, they discovered what they discovered, and then the next day they went back, and it was it had oxidized, and so it looked burned the next day, so they called it the triple burner. Isn't that fascinating? Yeah. However, this part of our system plays an important role in providing balance and harmony in our relationship with ourselves and others. But who asked about, what was their name that asked about the perimenopause? It also plays a key role in the appropriate warmth in our bodies. So if she's asking about fire and perimenopause, I'm assuming she's asking about hot flashes. Julie, so if that question is pointing towards hot flashes, then this triple warmer meridian could provide some key answers to that, because the hot flashes could be an excess of warmth in the body, and when this meridian is balanced, it could be that settles. I personally, my own personal opinion, and I'm not a medical doctor and I'm not a traditional Chinese medicine doctor, but I personally don't think that there's a problem with that rising heat in perimenopause. I think it's just it's an expression of heat and fire in our bodies at a certain point in our life, and I personally am not that alarmed by it. So here we open to the warmth that's possible through fire element and a fascial system that's unencumbered. So the triple warmer was also very fascinating about it, and what we'll be exploring in the course as well is it's connected to our connective tissue system. So it's about our relationship with ourselves and others. When our connective tissue system, our fascia, gets misaligned, and this happens when we resist what's coming in, our body tenses up, and then the fascial layers start to overlap, and there gets to be I can't think of the right word of it, but the way I'm showing it right now is basically bundles go on top of each other, and then we experience that as tension in our bodies and resistance and kind of ropiness in our fascial system that restricts movement. Well, that movement restriction we experience as tension in our own bodies and resistance in our own being, but also it affects our ability to connect with each other as well. So in the third week, we're connecting not only with our warmth and connection with ourselves, but also the importance of Sangha and community and our wholeness as human beings. So a really important part of being human is that we are social animals. And this is a big part of the course. And it's built into the course. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit, is the way that we connect with each other. So the fourth week is the pericardium meridian system. This is a fascinating meridian system. The heart is so important to the overall meridian system to the body that it has a system called the pericardium meridian system that protects it. It has its own gates. The pericardium meridian system, you can visualize it like gates. I think the reason why I love traditional Chinese medicine so much and the meridian systems is that it's built on a system of metaphors. So if you picture it like gates, the pericardium meridian system opens and closes the gates to allow in or to not allow in relationships as is appropriate, because it's appropriate to be in certain relationships and in certain ways, right? I have a different relationship with Tim than I have with all of you. Of course, I'm not going to have the same relationship with all of you that I have with Tim, right? Or I have a different relationship with the cashier at the grocery store than I have with all of you. And the pericardium meridian determines how open or closed that gate is. I also have a different relationship with somebody who has broken my trust or somebody who has hurt me, then that gate appropriately closes, right? So the pericardium provides appropriate opening and closing of the gates to the heart meridian. If that gate is wide open, then when we behave inappropriately in situations. And again, this week is really about our connection with ourselves, that gate needs to be lubricated, right? Because if it's stuck closed, then we don't have genuine connection with others. If it's stuck open, then we have inappropriate relationships with others, right? There's, a lot of times with heart element people, fire element people, people can have promiscuous relationships because they find that connection with others, but it's not appropriate, right? So that gate needs to be lubricated. So again, in this week, we're really going to explore, our internal relationship. Like I say, the whole course, the umbrella of the course is about self-love, being our own best friend. And then also uncovering what that appropriate balance is when we connect with each other. And so Sangha, community, and all of that is going to be so important. So the way we do this in this course will include Dharma talks, kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm giving you a Dharma talk that is an overview of the whole course. And also, we're going to be doing, when we do the Dharma talks, we also include we're going to have some pranayama in it, and we can do that. Let me know if you'd like a little taster of the pranayama that we're going to be doing in the course right now. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to have a taste of what that would be like. And also, then there's forum discussion. All of this is required as part of the course because you make a commitment when you step into this course to attend not only to yourself, but to your community members. There's yoga practice, pranayama, as I said, and I'm willing, if you're interested, let me know in the comments to take you through the pranayama that we'll be doing. There's contemplation of poetry, so each week there's a different poem that we contemplate, and also contemplation of the cosmic body in nature each day, which is going to allow us to connect with our own inner radiance and radiance outside, and kind of explore the boundaries of that. So what Becky says, it reminds me of loving kindness meditation. Yes, sending. Oh yeah, that's so true. So the fourth week with the pericardium meridian, with the gates, and having that appropriate relationship, and I was talking about all the different kinds of relationships. She said it reminds her of the loving kindness meditation, where we start with ourselves, and then we usually think about someone we really admire, and then we think about someone we love very much, and then we think about somebody we maybe don't know very well, and then we extend the invitation to somebody we don't like, and then we extend the invitation to all beings. And there's a quality in that meditation. So maybe I just want to qualify it because it's slightly different. There's a quality of unconditional love, I think, in that meditation. And this pericardium meridian, I think, speaks to the discernment that our heart can be open to varying degrees, and we know intuitively how to respond in the world based on the different relationships. So maybe a little bit different. Okay, so how are people doing? Would they like a little walk through the pranayama that we'll be doing in the course? So Maureen would like to do it, Tanya would like to do it, and Tina would like to do it. Okay. So the practice that we'll be doing in the course, and that people that apply for the course, and I'll take you through the application process in a little bit. And they'll be required to do every day, is 3-part breath. And it goes into the 3 parts of the triple warmer meridian. So not only does it cover the ground of the triple warmer meridian, but when we come into the heart area and the fire element, it's really important that we're grounded in the earth in our body, which is in the lower belly. If not, it's easy to spin out into the anxiety, the overwhelm, some of the things that can lead to an imbalance of the fire element. So this breath practice, the breath practice that we'll be doing is meant to help keep the fire element in balance throughout the course as well. Okay, so let's just start. You could do this lying down, or you can do it we can do it together seated right now, whichever is best for you in your body. Let's just take our hands and place them on our belly. And feel your seat on the ground. Feel your connection to the earth. And just feel your breath coming into your lower belly. So let your belly be soft. And let your body soften around your breath coming into your lower belly. And notice how this space in the lower belly feels very open and empty. And then take your hands up to your mid-chest. So the rest on your rib cage. And breathe into your mid-torso. The front, the sides, the back. And just notice how the feeling tone here is so different from the lower belly. That this space, the mid-chest, gives rise to emotional expression. There's something more alive here, more vibrant, more fiery even. And then take your fingertips and place them on your collarbones. And you're going to breathe right up under your collarbones. And this is going to take more effort. So you're going to breathe right up underneath your collarbones and lift your collarbones with your breath. And notice how this way of breathing is really quite non-habitual. And also notice how this way of breathing feels quite different from breathing into the lower belly. And breathing into the mid-torso. And feel how this breathing up underneath the collarbones, that this is the place where the fire element is going to give birth to expression. It's not quite expressing itself, but it wants to give birth to expression. So the fire element is all about our radiance and warmth. And you can feel here how this is wanting to express itself, the way your own unique gifts will express themselves for each one of you in the world. So this breath practice, done consistently over the weeks of the course, gives us the stability in the lower belly. It gives us space to open to the emotional tone of the fire element. And it allows us to open to the expression of the fire element in our lives. So place your hands back on your belly. And reflect back on that experience, that short experience with that breath practice. And just ask yourself, what stands out to me about my experience with that breath practice today? What seems most important? There's no right or wrong answer, no better or best answer, and each one of us will probably have our own unique answers. And then I'm going to ask each one of you to go ahead and write what stood out for you about that short experience. And that was just a small taste of that breath practice. I think we took about 4 minutes with it. Normally we take anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes with it, more enhanced version of it. Go ahead and write that in the comment box, either on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're joining us from. And I'll come back to those in a few moments. And as I continue on here, I'll just talk about the requirements for this course and how to apply for this course while you're writing what stood out about your experience in the comments box. So a big part, as far as requirements go, a big part of this fire elements journey is the inner journey of self-love and the outer journey of genuine loving relationships. So the course is designed to facilitate both the inner and outer migration. And each of us that decide to step into this course on the fire element is asked to sort through the overwhelm, the congestion, the confusion that now comes from the small intestine meridian of their lives, and to make the time and space to fully explore the fire element in the course. And so space needs to be made for the weekly Dharma talks and discussion. There's 2 hours of that once a week. We hold classes on Mondays at 9:30 a.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Pacific. If that time doesn't work because of work commitments or time zones, then you need to discuss the option with me of committing to listening to the recordings within 48 hours of them being released, and making sure that you comment about your experience with them as if you were in class in the forum. This course is, there's only 12 spots, so please don't apply for this course unless you are actually committed to doing it. It's for people that are actually interested in taking the journey. We will be contemplating poetry. There will be a poem each week, and prior to the course starting, you will receive an introductory video that goes through, how to be in class, how to get the most out of each class, how to contemplate the poetry, how to spend the time in nature, how to do each one of these things. So I'm going to talk to you. Another thing is that there's a contemplation of our cosmic body. That's the way that we're connected with all living beings, not just each other, but nature, all living beings, by spending time in nature each day. There's a daily yoga practice. There are practices that I've chosen that connect to the heart meridian, the small intestine meridian, the triple warmer meridian, the pericardium meridian. There's daily pranayama practice, the 3-part breath that I've shared with you, and I've got guided practices that I will post so that you can follow the guided meditation. A commitment to nurturing self-love. There's also a commitment to deep sleep. And what I mean by this is that, of course, I can't mandate deep sleep, but what I'm asking, because the heart meridian and the fire element is so connected with that falling asleep quickly and sleeping deeply, and the medicine that comes up is insomnia, that what I'm asking for in this course is a commitment to good sleep hygiene and setting aside time for appropriate time for sleep. And again, I'll talk through this more in the introductory video about some instructions and guidelines on this. I know this might be an edge for a lot of people, but again, I think in terms of experiencing the most of what fire element can give you, this is an important piece. And then also time in Sangha. So the way that that's going to look is that there'll be 12 people in each course, And each one of you will be assigned a day, which will work out to probably 4 days over the weeks. So sort of once every 11 days, you'll be required to respond to the posts on the online forum. And again, instructions will be given on how to do that. So the course starts I just lost that if I click here. Okay. I'm going to come back to your, so Becky said she received open acceptance. Pascal said she said opening, so 2 opening. It's amazing, true. Pascal said it's amazing what you can receive from a short breath practice. It is amazing, 4 minutes, right? And I feel it too. I just feel so much more, less tension in my body, a lot more softness. Softness is something that I'm really calling in right now in my being. So it was really beautiful to receive that. Tatiana says she feels lighter and calmer, like coming home. Tatiana, let me know do you prefer to be called Tanya or Tatiana? To me, you're Tatiana now, but let me know what you prefer to be called. And Patrick says, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the poems. Poetry is a huge part of my own spiritual practice and my expression as a human being. It's one of my gifts. So, and each one of you have your own gifts and your own expression, your own way of connecting. And so that's been a big thing for me, to allow that expression in my life and to allow it to be part of the way I connect with others too. And that's part of fire element. Tina said breathing into the collarbone area was harder to do. It takes more effort and attention. Yes, that is true. It's not habitual. And also we've been shamed into not breathing that way, because so many times it's like, oh, if you're anxious, you breathe into your upper chest. And, you're not going to go into anxiety attacks breathing into that part of your body. It's actually a beautiful way to breathe, as we explored, to find the fullness of your own expression. And Julie said to be genuine, open, and accepting. Beautiful. Okay, so the course starts May 6th, and then it goes through all the weeks. There's 1 week off because it's a holiday here and we're going camping.
Yay!
Yes. And the actual Zoom classroom is open on Mondays at 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. Pacific, so you get to choose which time. There's an application to apply. Which is due by April 19th, which is a week Friday, tomorrow. And I do recommend that you get your application in as soon as possible, because the courses fill quickly and they do reach their capacity. So I'm going to go through the application process now. So I just want to mention too that the course is not suitable for everybody. It's not suitable for people who are new. It is an advanced course. So if you're brand new to yoga and meditation or pranayama or group discussion or contemplation, then this course is not a place to take the plunge. It's a deep dive, and you'll be drowning. So you're better to come into the community and ease your way in. That is why the application process, I review the applications and make sure it's an appropriate fit. And if I feel like it's not an appropriate fit, I will say so. And I have turned people away from the course, and it's not because you're not good enough. It's because I don't want to send you into trauma response. And also, as I mentioned, a big part of this course is about community and connecting with each other. And so it's about that, the pericardium. It's about opening the gates appropriately and making sure that people that are in the course are going to be able to connect in an appropriate way. And this is huge. And that's part of my role as the teacher, is to discern that. Also, if you're currently under the care of a medical professional or a therapist for substance abuse or recovery issues, if you're currently in acute mental health issues or acute medical conditions that require frequent medical attention, then now is not the appropriate time to delve deeply into something that is going to bring up a lot of stuff, because it does. We're going on a journey here, and a journey of spiritual awakening will bring up a lot for people. So just to say that I just want to say who this course is not appropriate for, and there, now I've said it. Attendance is required. So when you apply, you're making a commitment to be there. As I said, fire element is all about your commitment to yourself, but also to each other. So, and to me. I mean, I've taken 6 weeks to prepare this course. And you're making it, when you step into this course, you're making that commitment to your teacher, to the other people in the course, and to yourself. So if that's not something you can do, please don't apply. Also, familiarity with the style of yoga that I teach. We'll be doing some yin yoga, some qigong inspired flows. That's pretty much it. And also familiarity with 3-part breathing. When you apply, you want to take some time to come into your body. So you want to connect to the earth, come into your body, and breathe, and spend some time in your body, and really go through the whole application process, and see if this is a good fit for you. So there's an application here. You would cut and copy the application, so you just highlight it, Control-C, copy it, and then in our membership community, you just message me, you compose a new message, you just type my name in here, and then you paste the application. Oops. I didn't copy it, did I? Okay. You just copy the application in there, and then you fill it out. Are there any more comments before I show what the course looks like? Okay. So then I just want to show you what it looks like. The course actually sits in a private area of our community. I don't think Tester has access to that. Okay. So I'll have to log out and log in as me. Can I log in?
Sure. Oh.
Okay, see, another course application. Okay, so when the course is set up, we've had other courses here. Here's the past one that we did. I meant to have this ready, but I didn't have it ready in time for today, for the fire element. Each week will be on here as we build the course. And you'll see for each week, there'll be the link to join our Zoom classroom. There'll be the practices. Oh, sorry, we have to show it. Thanks, honey. Oh, I am?
Yep.
You're seeing it? Okay.
They're not going to see you now.
That's fine. Yeah. There'll be the daily practices for the week. And there'll be the yoga practices. There'll be the poem that will be there for you for the week. The yoga practices that I want you to do for the week. The instructions on the time in nature. And then you'll see here there's discussion, and that's part of the experience as well. And I just also want to show you the recordings. So this is what our Zoom classroom looks like. If you click on it here, you'll see that we all show up in the classroom, and we have two-way videos. So I'll be giving the Dharma talk and leading you through the meditation. And then you guys can you guys can hear and see me, and I can hear and see you. So there's very rich discussion that happens in this. And it's interactive is the point. So that's all I have to say. I've gotten all my words out now. So I just want to check in and see if there are any questions. If you're a member, I'll just show how you apply. And then if you're not a member, I'll show you how you can apply. So I guess I do have one more thing to say. Okay, so if you're a member, you would, when you arrive at the dashboard, you come to courses. This is an advanced course, so you go there. And here you can go to the application right there. And you just scroll down, you read through this all, and there's instructions on how to apply. And then you copy and paste this, and you send me a message here. If you're not a member, first you have to become a member. Can you type in? You've got an S on. You've got an S on the end of Melissa. There you go. Just press return now. So first you become a member right here. When you come to my website, you click at the top there. And then you decide whether you want to sign up for a yearly or a quarterly, and you just go from there. And then when you come in, you can just let us know. We talk to each one of you when you come in. You can just say, you know, I'm part of becoming a member for me is that I want to be part of the 5 elements course, the fire element course, and then we'll make sure you know where it is. I'll send you direct links and all of that. So that's that. Any comments or questions that I can clear up about fire element or the heart meridian or anything like that? Okay, Tanya says, Tanya is just shortened from Tatiana, and I can call her what she wishes. Thank you. And Becky's leaving. She said she wants to do the course. Okay, Becky, I look forward to your application then. I always enjoy having you in the courses, Becky, so that's great to hear that you are going to be applying. Okay, so thank you.
We have a bit of a delay, right?
Oh, we have a delay, so I need to fill some airspace here. You know, I'm just going to show you guys how I think about, this is how I think about the elements. I write them down. This is how my mind works. And yeah, they really speak to me. Yeah. So fire element, and yeah, I'm really excited to connect with all of you and your inner radiance and your joy and the expression of your own unique gifts, your self-love, and your connection with genuine relationships with each other. I think what an amazing time that we're living in, that we have access to these teachings and that we can delve into them in such a deep way. It's just such a beautiful experience. And tomorrow's Yoga with Melissa will be an example of these teachings and my approach to them with the wood element and going with the flow. And so I hope you enjoy that as well. Heidi says she's going to apply. Great, Heidi. I'm so glad you're going to apply. I'm pretty sure Heidi's a fairly new member, but I'm really glad that you're going to apply. I look forward to your application. And thank you so much. Thank you all of you for taking the time. It's an important process to go through to discern whether this is an appropriate time, whether the course resonates with you. And I just think the 5 elements, I mean, we all have the elements all within us, and to explore the way each element is maybe dominant or not somewhat dominant in us, it can help us understand ourselves, but also those in our lives. For me, understanding fire element has been key in understanding one of the most long-term friendships that I've had in my life. It's just brought so much perspective to it for me. So one of the friendships that confused me the most, to be honest. So I think it can help us so much in our relationships in our lives, both with ourselves and others. Tanya said, beautiful Dharma talk. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya is so dedicated to the Dharma talks, and I really appreciate her dedication. And she's just so great at holding space for them every day in our community. Pascal says she's going to apply as well. She enjoyed the wood element. The wood element, she says, is a nice journey. It was intense. Let's be honest, Pascal. It was an intense journey. It had all the intensity of the wood element. I myself am so looking forward to our journey into the more yin elements. Fire element is another fairly yang element, but I'm looking forward to going into, yes, some of the more yin elements. Okay. Oh, great. It's been a joy and a pleasure to connect with you, and I just want to thank Fire Element for being with us today. And I look forward to your applications and to going on this journey with you in May and into a little bit of June. Namaste.